Hey guys, I'm here on Dustbowl Stage 2 and I'm just going to show you some more sentry placements and nest placements. So first one, this one's just kind of unoriginal, you know, it's used a lot. But it can knock out some quick kills as the round starts, but it does take a lot of damage just due to its location. But if you want, you could back it up a bit, and then it would just have this extra cover of this little roof ledge, and since you are on the higher ground, it will be harder to take down. Okay, this next spot, you know, it doesn't get as much range or cover or kills, but it actually gets a lot more cover. But yeah, it takes loads less damage, and also it's kind of just necessary for your team to have coverage of this back house. Otherwise, you know, people can poke around and do whatever they want. It can lead to the point being captured. And so it covers all that it's supposed to, and unless they're already on the point, it is not likely that they will be shooting at it. Okay, this spot is just in the house over here, and it's kind of a classic also. It can take some damage from these stairs if they poke up here. You know, demo men can launch pills and stuff, and it's just, that's not a good situation to be in. But if your team knows what they're doing, they should have cover of this bottom floor of the house. It does not take damage from pesky pyros usually, who are here trying to burn it around the corner, and it's kind of hard to get the splash damage. You know, if a soldier was here getting splash damage on that, the point's probably already going to be captured, and you're going to want to be back anyway. Same goes for down here. You know, you can't exactly get range on that. You could pop up though, but that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it covers the point well. They're not going to be back there shooting it, probably. Can't exactly hit it from behind the house if you're pushed back a bit. Just pretty good overall spot. This next setup is not for the solo engineer. It requires at least 2 other engineers on your team and communication with them. The first spot would be here, so you can get cover on those 3 tunnels. The next Engie would put his sentry somewhere in this room, so they can't just dodge right around your sentry quickly and get in here and then have access to the back of the point, which would not be guarded if all your Engies are up here. And the last spot is just up somewhere up on that platform, because that covers the gate for the most part, and also it's kind of a secondary defense for this sentry. This is probably my favorite spot just because it's really annoying for the other team. It just has so much cover, and the barrels are barely poking over that spool here, so it's really hard to hit. You know, they can go up here and get some range on that, but that really hasn't been that much of a problem for me. You can pop your dispenser down here, and it's hard for them to hit, yet close enough in proximity to your sentry you can still get metal. And the barrels just barely poke over this thing. They're almost like clipping through, so this is just my favorite spot. This placement, just by the point, does require a little attention or calculation just as of where you put it, and it is a good idea to keep it on level 1, because, you know, even a level 1 sentry is still annoying. It still gets out damage, and it still does its job for the most part. That's the thing about Engie is, you know, you have 3 different sentries for a reason. A level 1 and 2 aren't worthless. They're just different than level 3. So this spot is also very difficult to take down just because of the cover, and it does pretty much only have one job, and that is just covering up there when the enemies like to poke out. And you may have to wrangle it every once in a while, but as long as you're around here, that shouldn't be too much of a problem, because you can just aim right there and click. This one here is another 3-sentry setup, and it works well for the most part, but it does rely a lot on the other sentries. So the first one just goes somewhere back around this corner. You can have your dispensers up here too, because this is probably the most safe place for them. The second sentry, goes right here, and that is just a second barrel and barrage for any incoming enemies going for the point. And covers this back corner too, if they might want to try to sneak around there from sentries that are usually set up right here. And the third spot is usually either there again, which mostly covers that, or further pushed up here. This spot is a little bit more dangerous because you're more by yourself, but it is necessary just because if they have control of behind this rock, they can fairly easily take down both the sentry setups that are already there.